Most people think of syphilis as something from the history books, Victorian London, or maybe the Wild West. The truth is, in England, we're seeing more cases of syphilis than at any point since the 1940s. I'm Dr. Ravi Gowda, a consultant in infectious diseases and travel medicine here at Health Klinix in Coventry. In this video, I want to talk about syphilis, what it is, the symptoms to look out for, and why cases have been climbing here in the UK, and what to do if you think you might have been exposed. There's a lot of stigma around STIs, but the more we talk about this openly, the easier it is for people to get tested and therefore treated early. Let's start with what syphilis actually is. Well, it's a sexually transmitted infection caused by a bacterium called Treponema pallidum. It's spread through direct contact through vaginal, anal, or oral intercourse, and in rare cases through kissing or touching an active sore. Most people who catch syphilis don't even realize it at first. The infection often causes a single painless sore, which means a lot of people simply don't notice it or mistake it for something else entirely. What makes syphilis particularly important to understand is that it doesn't just stop here. If it isn't treated, the infection moves through different stages over time, and the longer it goes untreated, the more damage it can potentially do to your heart, your brain, and other organs. So let's go through each of these stages. Syphilis moves through 4 stages: primary, secondary, latent, and tertiary. Let's go through each one. Primary syphilis usually appears around 3 to 4 weeks after exposure. It can take anywhere from 9 to 90 days. The main sign is one or more painless sores called chancres, often on the genitals, but they can also appear around the anus or mouth. Because they're painless, a lot of people simply don't notice them. Or you might also get swollen lymph nodes, mild flu symptoms, or just generally feeling tired. If it isn't treated at this point, the infection moves into a secondary stage, usually around 6 to 12 weeks later. This is where things become a bit more noticeable. You might get a rash, often on the palms of the hands or the soles of your feet, a sore throat, a fever, swollen glands, patchy hair loss, and general fatigue and muscle aches. Like the original sore, the rash usually isn't itchy, which means people can mistake it for something else. After that, even if the symptoms go away on their own, which often they do, the infection enters what we call the latent stage. This is really important to understand. The bacteria are still in your body, you're just not showing any symptoms. This latent phase can last anywhere from 1 year to 30 years or more. Then, in some people, if it's never been treated, it can progress to tertiary syphilis years down the line. This is the stage where real damage can happen with your vision or your hearing, or you might get numbness or weakness. You might get memory problems or have heart or blood vessel damage, or have difficulty with balance or coordination. Without treatment, somewhere between 14 to 40% of people will eventually develop this stage. I want to flag a couple of specific points here. Symptoms can look slightly different depending on whether you're male or female, but the important signs, i.e. the painless sores, the rashes on the palms or soles, the swollen glands, you feeling fatigued, are pretty similar for everyone. And one more important bit, you can have syphilis and feel completely fine, especially during the latent stage. There may be no symptoms at all, and the only way to actually know is to get tested. Here's another important thing to know. Syphilis is rising. A lot of people assume syphilis is a disease of the past. It isn't, quite the opposite. According to the latest UK Health Security Agency data, there were more than 9,000 diagnoses of infectious syphilis in England in 2024. That's the highest number recorded since the 1940s. And this isn't a one-off spike, it's part of a longer trend. Between 2015 and 2024, diagnoses have risen substantially year on year. What's really striking is who's been affected. The data shows the biggest relative increases aren't where you might expect. Diagnosis amongst heterosexual men rose by 20% in just 1 year between 23 and 2024 alone. And looking back over the full decade, cases amongst heterosexual women have more than tripled. So this absolutely isn't confined to any one group. Syphilis is being picked up across the population, men, women, gay and straight, and across a whole wide range, although the highest numbers are in adults aged 25 to 34. So why is this happening? Well, there isn't one single answer, but a few things are likely to play a part. Testing rates have actually gone up, which means we're catching more cases that would have previously been missed. And awareness of symptoms, particularly outside of the high-risk groups, may be still relatively low, which can lead to delayed testing and ongoing transmission. And remember, this is an infection that can be passed on without anyone realizing, especially given how unnoticeable the early symptoms often are. And here's a myth I want to dispel: the assumption that syphilis is rare or that it's something that only affects certain groups of people. This just isn't supported by the facts. It can also affect anyone who's sexually active, and numbers are telling us that cases are definitely going up. There is some good news for syphilis. It's straightforward to test and very treatable, especially if it's caught early. Testing is usually done through a blood test, which can pick up syphilis-specific antibodies and will confirm both current and past infections, even if there's no visible sore at that time. In some cases, if there's an active sore, a swab can actually be taken directly from it. At Health Klinix, we offer confidential syphilis testing, either as a standalone test or as part of a broader STI screen that also checks for chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, HIV, hepatitis B and C. It's a simple blood test. Results typically come back within a few working days, and everything is completely confidential. And if you do test positive, the treatment itself is usually very simple. Syphilis responds extremely well to penicillin. In the early stages, a simple single injection is enough to cure the infection completely. If you've had it for longer than a year, you might need an additional dose. And if you're allergic to penicillin, there are other effective antibiotics we can use instead. The one thing I really want to stress is that testing earlier is always better. Treating syphilis early means it's curable completely. But if it's left untreated long enough to cause organ damage to your heart, your brain, and your eyes, that damage is often permanent, even once the infection itself is cured. So please don't wait. If you've had unprotected sex, or if your partner have told you that they've tested positive, or if you're just not sure and you want peace of mind, then getting tested is really easy and the only way to know. And using a condom remains one of the most effective ways to reduce the risk in the first place. So to bring this together, syphilis is not a disease of the past. Cases in the UK are at the highest level in over 80 years, and they're affecting people from all walks of life. The early symptoms can be painless and easy to miss, which is exactly why you should get tested regularly, especially if you're sexually active with new or multiple partners. The important bit to remember is that this is a completely treatable infection, particularly if it's caught early. There's no need for shame or embarrassment. The only thing that matters is getting tested if you have any concerns at all. At Health Klinix, we can offer discreet, confidential STI testing, including syphilis testing, either on its own or as part of a full sexual health screen. You'll find the link to book in the description below, or you can simply search Health Klinix STI testing. If you have any concerns at all, please don't be put off. Just get it checked.